February the 12th, 2012, Kuwait Petroleum International launched their Safer Driving program with a workshop at the JW Marriot Hotel in Kuwait. The goal of the program is to help employees understand the risks they face on the road and to help them develop a more proactive and safer approach when driving. This doesn't just relate to work driving, but extends to their life outside of the workplace also. The program is part of Kuwait Petroleum International's Corporate Social Responsibility, or CSR, and aims to capture the hearts and minds of employees. The event started with an address from the President Hussein E. Esmail, giving a clear sign of the commitment to the program. Mr. Esmail discussed the issues that both Kuwait drivers as well as Kuwait Petroleum International employees face on the roads of Kuwait. This was followed by an unplanned speech by Jose Maria Bento, a Kuwait Petroleum International executive who had recently witnessed a fatal road collision between a vehicle and a pedestrian. His message brought home just how important it is to be alert and prepared as a driver on the roads of Kuwait. James Luckhurst of UK-based driver education company Drive Smarter led the workshop proceedings and started by presenting a range of relevant global and local statistics. Next up was Professor Steve Stradling, a leading traffic and transport psychologist who prepared a paper on what makes a good driver. He looked at the factors that influence good observation and good anticipation. Following Professor Stradling was Britta Lang, a transport psychologist. Britta confronted the common killers, the non-wearing of seatbelts, excessive or inappropriate speed, and distractions. Finally, driver training consultant Graham Griffiths covered the serious issue of fatigue, talking through the causes and symptoms and concluding with advice appropriate for anyone facing a long car journey. A lively 20 minutes of questions, answers and testimonials brought the first session to a close. Following the coffee break, the participants split into 4 breakout session groups. The breakout sessions were deliberately conceived to allow as much flexibility as possible. Although discussion titles were offered, the key aim was to give the groups 45 minutes to debate the issues they regarded as important and to return to the main hall with a report based on what they saw as the key threats to their safety on the road and the most appropriate ways of reducing their risk. Group A focused on an interactive reaction time test and followed this by discussing distractions. Group B had a lively discussion about what they liked and disliked about driving in Kuwait. Group C discussed the actions of other drivers on the road and also distractions in the car. Group D talked about their shortcomings as drivers and recounted stories of involvement in crashes or near misses. A presenter from each group then spoke about the findings from their sessions. This proved to be a successful and lively part of the workshop and helped show that the issues that individuals faced were common across all employees. Some of the outputs from the sessions included a frequent source of risk was distraction by mobile phones. Delegates reported that their use was not required in the work context, but occurred frequently to chat to friends and family. Road rage and being put under pressure by other drivers' aggressive style were other important factors mentioned, while female delegates agreed that travelling with children represented an important source of distraction for them. The workshop concluded with more observations and questions. Finally, there was a presentation of awards to recognise those who contributed to the workshop. This included an award to the President for his contribution, accepted by Youssef Al-Yatim, Vice President and Chief Finance Officer, a special award to Suleiman Barakat for managing the event, the winning breakout session group team, and breakout group presenters, and also a grand prize of an Apple iPad chosen at random by Azam Al-Marzouk, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer. Feedback from the workshop has been extremely positive.
Well, the good thing from the workshop today, I'm very impressed with the amount of information brought by you as driver safety. We really, sometimes you know the things, but actually don't know them unless somebody's talking it to you.
I found the little scientific test we did in the breakout group very interesting. It does demonstrate to you how just a minor distraction, even under controlled circumstances, can really increase your reaction time, probably to the detriment of us drivers.
I think it was a very good workshop. Quite a lot of people active participated to it. So it was like the audience was very active.
This is one of the best initiatives that I have seen in Kuwait. And if you ask anybody on the street in Kuwait or any Kuwaiti, they are all concerned about the roads.
This has relevance to every employee in the company. each employee, they can see the benefits of this program. I actually attended the first part of the program. I saw how the mitigation measures, the tips that was given during the workshops are really relevant to ensure that people drive safer and therefore avoid accidents.
The event marks the launch of a 12-month safer driving program for Kuwait Petroleum International. This exciting and proactive initiative aims to help keep Kuwait Petroleum International employees and their families safer during one of the most dangerous daily tasks they engage in, driving.